Hey guys, today we're going to make a margarita cake from start to finish, and we're going to decorate it for you too. So to begin, you're going to need a box of funfetti cake mix, a box of pudding, vanilla pudding, a small box, some Jose Cuervo margarita mix, or any brand, I just prefer Cuervo, 2 tablespoons of tequila, 4 eggs, and a stick of butter. And that will get you through the cake, and then I'll give you the ingredients for the glaze in a little bit. So to start with, spray your pot pan real good, because you don't want it to stick. Once you get your pan sprayed, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. That might be helpful. You simply add your ingredients. I realize the recipe called for 4 eggs, but I'm using 2 because I've got double yolkers. And the pudding mix. Of butter. I should have grabbed a spat. I'm going to make do with the measuring spoon. Okay, 10 ounces of your margarita mix. Let's measure this out. It smells so good. Might have to make me a margarita after I get this in the oven. Let's see, 10 ounces. The cup's 8 ounces. Okay. 10 ounces. And this takes the place of the water. I can't remember, did we put oil in this? Nope, no oil. Tequila. And with the cheap stuff, you don't have to worry about the worm because it's not in there. Want 1. 2 tablespoons. Or instead of tequila, you can also substitute lime juice. That'll work. And then just mix it together and put it in your butt pan and bake it for 35 to 40 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so this is the cricket cake, and this is the blade, and it is very sharp. As you can see, I learned that firsthand a few minutes ago. You take the blade and you're just going to slide it in here in place. And this has a little arm that pulls out and twists. And you make sure you get that tight so that it stays in. And then the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to use the cartridge which is called Cake Basics. And it comes with the cake, and this also comes with the cake. It will protect your cartridge. So you slide your cartridge down in there, and then you're simply going to slide it into the slot, the cartridge slot, and push that down, and then your plastic keyboard piece fits over like so. And then just as a little extra protection, this slides over the top, and then power it up. And this is just some pink fondant that I started to roll out, and that's what I'm going to use to begin with. I'm going to try something a little different. We got more fondant rolled out. I'm going to turn the Cricut on here. I can't see what's on there. Company doesn't have to know I'm not using that. Anyhow, let's load the mat. What are you doing?
The real dial size was on.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We're going to load the mat. Unload the mat, even though we didn't load it. Load the mat. Get the plate over to where the fondant is again. And then, let's see, I think it's tropical cake. Let's make a flower. What do you think? So, for the flower, we're simply going to push the flower button. And let's make this a 4-inch flower. And hope it works. Keep your fingers crossed. Hit cut. Can you tell I haven't played with this much? That was close. Now if you were... Never mind. Wrong Cricut. Anyhow, so unload it. Fondant out of the way. See? Nice 4-inch flower. Sometimes this sticks, sometimes you have to spray the mat depending on what you're using. And you can cut different things on here, not just cake fondant. You can cut cheese, fruit roll-ups, cookie dough, a little bit of everything. But just set that aside and they kind of get stiff. And then knead your fondant back up. And I should have gloves on while I'm doing this, but
I mean, we made sure to wash our hands before even touching it.
I know. And then we're going to roll out some more fondant.
Which can be a pain in the butt if you're working with it for a while and it starts to dry. So you gotta kind of do this process pretty quickly here.
They do sell sheets, fondant sheets, but unfortunately where we live we haven't been able to find them. I think they sell them in the bigger cities, maybe cake specialty shops. Might even be able to order them online.
And the fondant sheets and the sugar sheets are different. And from what we've been told, the sugar sheets don't cut as well.
They can be used. I think they're more for Wilton and the Wilton punch.
Mainly if you're just going to completely cover a cake with a sheet, then those are the type to buy. But if you plan on cutting different shapes or letters out, then definitely go with the fondant sheets.
Or gum paste. Although there's controversy on whether gum paste is really edible or not. I don't eat any of my fondant, so it doesn't matter. Load that again. I think I'm going to make this flower a 3-dimensional flower. So I'm going to drop that back to 3 inches. We'll end up painting the flowers anyhow with food coloring or icing coloring. I'm going to hit the repeat last key. I'm simply going to cut. And the cartridge that I am using isn't one of the cake cartridges. It's for the Cricut Expression. But so that, you know, shows you that the cartridges are interchangeable with
the different Cricuts.
Right. The different machines. So for the glaze for the top of the cake, I'm just going to take a tablespoon of butter, which is already in the pan, 2 cups of confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar, then we're going to need the tequila again, and it's going to get a tablespoon of the tequila, give or take some. And then we will need two tablespoons of Cuervo Margarita mix, or whatever brand you have. 2.
And once again, you can substitute the tequila for the lime juice.
Oh yeah, sorry.
If you prefer it as a virgin cake.
So now that I got the glaze mixed, I took the cake out of the oven, which I think turned out pretty. And since it's his 25th birthday, and it's a margarita cake, we just decided to put a little plastic margarita glass in the center, which tomorrow, by the way, I'm going to fill with frozen margarita before I go to work. I put a cherry and a lime on the edge and wrap it with saran wrap, so when she gets there she has a, you know, a margarita to drink with her cake, and see if she has a job. And just drizzle your glaze all over your cake. I should have grabbed a spoon, it would have went quicker. Oh, just got margarine on it from the butter. It's okay, thank you. Anyhow. This way it kind of controls how much you get on it too, because the cake adds a lot of flavor on its own. See how it's kind of dripping down the sides? And you really need to try this recipe. I guarantee you, you'll like it. Even if you don't put the tequila in it and just go with the lime juice, it's really good. And like the alcohol bakes out of it. And just kind of drizzle it all over the cake, as much as you like. How's that side looking?
It's looking pretty good.
Think I need more, or you think we're good?
There's one spot back here that could use a little bit more.
Okay. Where's that at? Oh, yeah, I see. We'll save the rest of this for our cake. Got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's going to set aside for a few minutes, and I'm going to take these, they're called food writers, they're made by Wilton, and they're fun. And I'm going to color in my palm tree and my flowers. green. And these are edible. I mean, you know, they're specifically for food. I'm just going to kind of color in the palm tree here. Okay, so here's what I ended up with. The margarita cup in the center, and I just put some straws in there. And like I mentioned earlier, it's going to have a frozen margarita in the center of the cup. I added 2 of the toy umbrellas that you see in the drinks. And here's one flower cut out of fondant and painted with the food markers. The palm tree. And finally, the final flower. And yeah, I know it's not perfect, but I am practicing and I'm having fun, and I think that's the main thing. Thank you for watching.